A viral video clip showing two primary school children slaughtering a chicken in Kenya has caused uproar and some hilarity about the country's new curriculum, which has more of a focus on practical skills. During the outdoor lesson for 11-year-olds on how to kill and cook a chicken, one boy is seen pinning down the fowl as another holds a knife nervously to its neck. Some curious classmates watch as the teacher, who is filming the episode with his mobile phone, congratulates the boy for cutting off the head and then instructs another, who holding the body, to put it in a nearby cauldron of boiling water. But as the child lets go over the pot, the headless chicken flaps its wings and escapes. The 19-second clip ends with the teacher's laughter and the hapless and headless chicken still running around as screaming children scamper after it. When a chicken's head is chopped off, it can run around for several minutes, as for a short period its spinal cord circuits still have residual oxygen. It is unlikely to be something this grade 6 class will forget. The video sparked an outcry on social media, with many people concerned about the safety of the children, although hardly anybody raised the issue of the chickens suffering, as in rural Kenya, the sight of chickens being slaughtered is a common one. Since they started primary school, they have been the guinea pigs for a new curriculum, and have experienced many different practical projects over the last few years, from making scarecrows to selling goods at markets. Supporters of the competency-based curriculum, CBC, see them more as pioneers, saying it is an improvement on the old theory and exam-based system, as it better prepares them for life and to find jobs in the 21st century. They also argue that as there is continuous assessment, it will reduce cheating in exams, which has been a massive problem for the government. About 1.25 million grade 6 pupils are soon to sit exams as part of the Kenya Leaving School certificate that determines their entrance to secondary school. For the first time, the exam will only contribute 40% to their final marks, as their assessment scores since grade 1 will make up the rest. But some parents are unhappy at the expense of the new curriculum, as schools expect them to contribute material and money for items, like chickens, needed for the practicals. A home science teacher at Kangundo Primary School in eastern Kenya says that those from less well-off households are sometimes forced to watch others do their practicals. My grade 5 pupils, for example, were sewing a handkerchief for their project, and some could not afford to buy the fabric. So we ended up using the few that were bought by some pupils, Jemima Jatari told the BBC. She feels some colleagues take advantage too, asking pupils to bring in meat, but she says this was not in fact compulsory for the stewing project. My school is in a village where some families cannot even afford a meal due to the rising cost of food, so I couldn't ask them for meat, she said. Following the chicken practical, done by grade 6 pupils nationwide in September, photos were shared on social media which appeared to show teachers eating chicken in a staff room. An MP from Western Kenya, Didmus Barasa, accused them of feasting on food paid for by parents who could ill afford it. Now there are no hens in homesteads, he said in remarks which angered the teachers' union. The heated chicken debate even reached the ears of Kenya's newly elected President William Ruto, who has since set up a 49-member task force to evaluate the new curriculum, which was a pet project of his predecessor, Uhuru Kenyatta. It has until the end of the year to make recommendations about whether the CBC rollout should continue for the grade 6 students going into their first year of secondary school, which starts in January. The books and curriculum designs are ready, but we are holding on to get advice before we can distribute them, Professor Charles Ongando, who heads the Kenya Institute of Curriculum Development, told the BBC. Some parents do not mind the practical side of the curriculum, but say it lacks balance as bookwork suffers. My daughter, who is in grade 4, is doing 12 subjects and each of them has a project. They spent most of their time last term doing projects, and so most classwork was not covered, Rosina Kisilu, a mother of 2 who lives in the capital, Nairobi, told the BBC. The focus on practicals makes it harder for teachers to finish the syllabus in time, adds Ms. Jatari, pointing to the 2-week interruption to the last term because of the general election. In fact, the last 2 academic years have been unusual, with 4 instead of 3 terms to make up for time lost during the COVID pandemic. Others argue it will just take time for teachers to get to grips with the new curriculum.